Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another video. I've just finished EZAing the Android 14 and 15. I'm looking forward to using these after quickly glancing over their passive. They look pretty good for a free-to-play EZA, but of course we're going to have to find that out when we go into the Goku event. I do want to quickly say two things. One of them, there probably won't be a showcase on the Prime Battle LR Trunks. One of the main reasons being, or the reason being, is I don't have really that many strength orbs right now, and I can't rainbow out the 13 after I spent all the time EZAing him yesterday. This 13 right here, and you need him to be rainbowed so you can actually attempt the easy area to EZA the Prime Battle Trunks. So that's kind of my bad. It probably won't. It was calculated yesterday that I probably won't be able to get all the orbs until like a month's time minimum. So yeah, apologies. There'll probably be no showcase video on the Prime Battle LR Trunks. I can't even get him right now, so it's just not even doable. So yeah, my bad. I mean, the best thing I can do is maybe get my friend to screen record him using him, and then maybe I commentate over it, but I don't know, there's something part of that just doesn't feel right with me because it's not mine. But you know, if you do want to see it that bad, let me know down in the comments. Second, once again, I'll be streaming later on today, so link in the description down below. I'll pin it in the comments as well. I'm going to be playing Elden Ring for the first time. I've never played a Souls game before, so if you want to see probably the rage, the despair, and just all around good vibes, then as I said, link in the description down below, and I'll pin it in the comments as well to come watch me on Twitch. Hope to see you there. Could drop me a follow. But we're going to hop into the Goku event, see what the free-to-play EZA 14 and 15 can do. I'm excited. All right, guys, so here we go. Of course, usually when we do a unit that goes on an Android category team or any team that involves 13, I typically it becomes quite almost a frustrating task to get them on rotation without any support. But at this point, I've just kind of accepted it. Like with Androids, it's a good thing to have, but when I'm doing showcases, I like to show units like what they do without support and then with. But that's something we can't really escape here. And one immediate mechanic these two have, which as I've always said, it's like one of the best mechanics in the entire game. They force the enemy super attack. Like, you can see it literally at the end. It is so good. But we'll get into how that works in a minute. As always, if you have been enjoying the content, don't forget to drop a like, subscribe if you're new. And once again, I hope to see you all in on the Twitch stream later on today when we start playing Elden Ring. I need all the support I can get. So, turn 1, 241k attack stat, 141k defense. Bearing in mind, they do have attack and defense plus 30% from Android 13, but on an Android category team, you can't escape it. I mean, it's a good, as I said, it's such a good thing to have because so many units have support in their passive. Even these two do. So it is what it is. So without the support from 13, I mean, you're probably looking at like just over 200k attack stat, which is still pretty good for a free-to-play EZA turn 1. And again, just over 100k for defense, which again, for a free-to-play EZA, I have to say that's not too bad. So we literally have every link active apart from Cold Judgment, which causes an extra 20% defense, which means you're probably looking at like what, 160, 180k defense, which is actually pretty good turn 1. We don't actually lose any links. I'm actually going to put them in slot 1, and we'll go through what they do, which is quite heavily rely on what version of Android 13 you have attacking in the same turn. So 2.5 million attack stat. I have to say, again, for a free-to-play EZA, that's pretty good. That is pretty good. That's what I would deem, I was going to say acceptable. That's like almost saying like, you can do the bare minimum. No, that's pretty good. For a free-to-play unit, that's pretty good. You know, there's some that are better, but when I was reading through their passive, they don't deal me as, you know, ridiculous damage dealers. That's just not what they are. But in terms of their leader skill, they are a target Goku category lead, giving key plus 3, HP and attack and defense plus 77%. So I mean, if you don't have a target Goku lead, like any at all, I guess you have a free-to-play option. In terms of the fizz types, neither here nor there. You're not going to be using them for that in the slightest. Like, let's just be honest. On super attack, they cause supreme damage to enemy and lowers attack and defense. So not one or the other, they lower both by 20% for 3 turns, which is, you know, okay. You know, mainly going to be useful in Super Battle Road. On their passive, they get attack and defense plus 90%, plus an additional attack and defense plus 29% when performing a super attack. So The extra attack and defense plus 29% on super attack is nice because it's multiplicative. The only thing is it's only 29%. Hence why the damage they're going to be doing isn't going to be ridiculous. Like, hence why the actual damage they do isn't going to be insane. But still somewhat decent, as I said, for a free-to-play unit. They also get an additional attack and defense plus 90% and foresees enemy super attack for the rest of battle when your team has Android 13 attacking in the same turn. I actually quite like that. So, you know, it's not one of those passives or parts of the passives where 13 has to be attacking in the same turn, you know, every single time. Once 13 is on the rotation attacking in the same turn, one time only, for the remainder of the battle, I said remainder, you know, remainder of the battle, they will keep that. They will keep the additional attack and defense plus 90% and the foreseeing enemy super attack for the rest of the battle, which I think is nice. I think that's really nice. I think it's quite nice that it doesn't depend on him being there all the time. I think it's really nice that you get it for the rest of the battle once you've kind of just activated it, if you will. So that means turn 1, these two will probably below a 200k attack stat. They probably weren't even on 100k defense, which obviously for turn 1 for a free-to-play unit is kind of, I mean, nowadays it's kind of it's okay-ish. But that's not something you can really escape. As I said, when you're running an Android or a Target Goku team, you're going to have Android 13s around. You're going to have at least 2 because you need 2 leads. So, I mean, it's actually quite nice that it ends up... You don't even need to force it to happen, if that makes sense. Like, it's just naturally going to happen. But I think it's nice that once he's there, you keep the attack and defense plus 90%, especially on a free-to-play unit as well. I do think that's, like, really useful. And keeping the forcing enemy super attack. So obviously you're going to want to have them on rotation with a 13 unit as quick as possible, so you can have that force the enemy super attack. Not for 1 turn, not for 3 turns, not for 5, not for 10. For the rest of the entire battle. So I like that a lot. So without any support, we have attack and defense. Wait. Does Hatch 117 give support? I can't remember. No, just had to be sure. So without any support, they have a 220k attack stat with the attack and defense plus 90% from having 13 on rotation. An 149k attack stat, which for a free-to-play EZA, I have to say is quite good. Their stats at the start of turn, quite nice. And that's also with the extra, you know, 20% on Cold Judgment as well, which will do this instead. So we'll give you that, and then we'll give them all these tech orbs, and then you can just have this. And then the remainder of their passive is reduces damage received by 30% and all allies attack and defense plus 30% when your team has Fusion Android 13 attacking in the same turn. So not only did it keep the additional attack and defense plus 90% and the foresee enemy super attack when you have a 13 just attacking in the same turn, not only do they keep that, but then when you have a fused Android 13, which there's plethora of, you know, you have the transforming AGL one, you can have at least 2 on the team at all times because of the lead, depending on the category you run. You have, you know, we're using the EZA tech one. There's also the int one who you're probably not going to use, but if there's any, you know, future releases for like a fusion Android 13 in any format, whenever he's on rotation, you can have damage reduction, you can have support, and also, well, actually not also, that's it, you can have damage reduction and support. But the damage reduction is very nice. It's very nice. And again, it's not even a passive where you kind of have to like force them or make sure it happens. Like naturally, you're gonna have a 13, you know, running dual leads, probably either on both rotations at all times, or one on rotation and one floating, or both floating. So at least one point or another, they're gonna have the damage reduction and the support. So judging by their defense at the start of turn, what we've already seen, so this is the lowest they're gonna be, right? This is the lowest they're gonna be. 220k and 128k defense. So like 120k to like, what is it, 180k defense, I think we've seen them have at the start of turn with 30% damage reduction. In my opinion, isn't too bad. That's actually quite nice. You know, having between that range of defense on a free-to-play unit is quite good, and having 30% damage reduction on top of that, I think is actually quite decent. On top of the fact that you also know where super attacks are coming from at all times once you get that, you know, force the enemy super attack off as quick as possible with these two. yeah, I mean, there's quite a few, you know, tanky units on androids and Target Goku anyway. So, you know, there's a couple in there. So, you know, working them with you know, with a tankier unit like EZA 17, partially LR 17. You know, you also have the two stackers, the two EZA stackers that came like what, a couple weeks ago. You know, there's a few decent defensive options. You know, you have EZA Android 16 as well. So, I mean, they're quite a nice unit. You know, you run these in slot 3 as a floater. You know, once you get that additional attack and defense plus 90% off, get that force the enemy super attack off as quick as possible by being on rotation with Android 13. And then you're getting that damage reduction off with one, you know, with the 13 eventually being fused if you're using, you know, the Dokkan Fest one or another version of him. These two would actually be a very good slot 3 unit. A very good slot 3 unit. You know, supporting, damage reduction, for enemy super attack for the entire battle, the additional attack and defense plus 90% on top of the passive they already get. As I said, their damage isn't ridiculous. Their stats aren't out of this world amazing. But I can't lie, they're pretty good. They are pretty good. So we're going to get one final rotation, of course, with the attack plus 40% from the LR androids, and then we'll call it a vid. They are pretty good. I'm not going to lie, I actually quite like them. As I said, they're not insane, but they are pretty good. Again, androids category just be up, don't they? This is another great addition to androids, and another great free-to-play addition as well. So I mean, if you're new a Dokkan player, or maybe you've just not really summoned, or you know, depends how you look at luck and RNG, not been lucky enough to pull some android category units or Target Goku units, you have some very good free-to-play options. Androids have been winning for so many months now. You have the Dokkan Fest, you know, Future 17 and 18. You have the free-to-play Hachan and 17, who I think really good. And eventually when they get the EZA, they're going to be fantastic. Like, they are really good already. You know, you have the free-to-play 17 and 18 that EZA'd a couple weeks ago, who stack. You have the EZAs for Trenchcoat and Hellfighter, who are very, very good. On top of what the Android category units that are already there, then you have 21 and 16's EZAs. Android's category has been up, and this is no exception. No exception. So 40% attack, we're on a 248k attack stat, 128k defense. And yeah, I mean, we also got a transformed 13 or a fusion 13 attacking the same turn as well. So we also got the damage reduction and support. So we're going to see how much they're going to tank on super attack with the damage reduction and what, 120k defense. So let's see how much they can tank. It is only the SSJ3 phase, and we are on the original Goku event, but still, we'll see what this does. We'll see what this does. 50k. That's alright. 2.6 million attack stat as well. As I said, their attack stat isn't insane, but for a free-to-play unit that isn't being brought to do damage, like big damage, you know, you don't expect them to do Dokkan Fest damage, or, you know, like some of these side EZAs damage, like, you know, future, you know, the future Gohan, you know, also like the Trunks recently. You're not expecting that from them. So like 2.5 mil, I can accept. That's not bad for them. Even their link set is actually, I mean, what you're seeing is kind of all right. I mean, they have Red Ribbon Army, Android Assault, which is extra defense as well, Tough as Nails, extra defense, Cold Judgment, extra defense, Nightmare, Fear and Faith, Shattering the Limit. This is also why they're not going to be doing the most amount of damage, just because they only have 2 links that are attack links that are in Red Ribbon Army and Nightmare. But the rest of them are all defense links. So on top of all the additional attack and defense they get, the 30% damage reduction and all the defensive links, defensively for a free-to-play unit, they're actually pretty good. They're pretty good. They don't know on many categories though, but in terms of, you know, their links and, you know, the units you're going to be running them with, I mean, and what units they are, kind of to be expected. You know, androids, obviously. Joined forces, they probably would never get on there, but that's one of the options. Artificial life forms and Target Goku. The other 3 categories are fine, because a lot of these do have a portion, if not a plethora, of android category units on, including 13 being the lead of both androids and Target Goku, and that's most of what their passive is built up with. So yeah, I mean, for the categories they're decent as well, just apart from joined forces. This is actually a pretty good free-to-play option. There we go. So yeah, I'm impressed. They're actually pretty good. They are pretty good, and androids category are just another decent addition, another good free-to-play addition as well. Let me know what you think of them down in the comments. I'll see you in the next video, guys, and peace.